Picture this, like you have spent weeks planning a trip, you have finally found what looks like the perfect hotel, the price seems reasonable, the location looks great, and the photos show a sparkling pool and a gorgeous lobby. You hit the book button, you arrive after a long journey, and then reality hits you like a cold shower. The room smells musty, the sheets look questionable, the elevator sounds like it is about to give up on life, and the front desk staff greet you with the enthusiasm of someone who would rather be anywhere else on the planet. Sound familiar? It happens to more travelers than you would think, and the worst part is that almost every single warning sign was there before you ever handed over your credit card. The trick is knowing exactly what to look for, and once you do, you can filter out a bad hotel in under 60 seconds flat. The very first thing you need to examine is the hotel photographs themselves. Professional hotels invest in quality photography because they want to show off their best features. But here's what separates a legitimate property from one trying to hide something. Look at the angles. If every single photo is shot from an extreme wide angle or uses a fisheye lens effect, that is a deliberate attempt to make small, cramped spaces look larger than they actually are. A room that looks spacious in a photo but only shows the bed from one corner with no view of the rest of the space is a room they do not want you to see fully. Also pay close attention to the lighting in those photos. Overly dark or heavily filtered images are masking something. Stained walls, worn carpets, outdated furniture. Legitimate hotels with genuinely nice rooms do not need to hide behind dramatic lighting. If the photos look more like an art project than a straightforward showcase of the space, that is your first 60-second warning signal. Once you have looked at the photos, your next stop is the review section, and this is where most people make a critical mistake. They look at the overall star rating and stop there. A 4.2 star rating sounds great until you realize it is built on a foundation of outdated reviews from 5 years ago and a flood of suspiciously enthusiastic 5-star reviews posted within the same 2-week window. That pattern, a sudden spike of glowing reviews all at once, is one of the clearest indicators of purchased or incentivized feedback. Real hotels accumulate reviews gradually and consistently over time. When you see 20 reviews all posted within a few days, all using similar language and all giving perfect scores, something is off. Now flip the script and look at the 1-star and 2-star reviews. Do not just count them, read them carefully. Pay attention to whether the negative reviews mention the same problems repeatedly. If 5 different people over the course of a year all mention that the air conditioning does not work, that is not a one-time incident. That is a systemic issue the hotel has chosen not to fix. Also notice how the hotel responds to negative reviews. A well-managed property will respond professionally, acknowledge the issue, and explain what steps were taken to resolve it. A poorly managed hotel will either ignore negative reviews entirely or respond defensively and dismissively. That response pattern tells you everything about the management culture, and management culture directly determines the quality of your stay. One more thing to watch for in reviews: vague positivity versus specific detail. Genuine reviews tend to include specific details like the name of a staff member who helped them, the exact room number they stayed in, or a particular dish they enjoyed at the restaurant. Fake or incentivized reviews tend to be generic, using phrases like amazing experience or highly recommend without any supporting detail whatsoever. Most travelers skip right past the hotel's own website and book through a third-party platform without a second thought. But the hotel's website is actually a goldmine of information about how seriously the property takes its business. A hotel that genuinely cares about its guests invests in a clean, functional, and regularly updated website. If the website looks like it was built in the early 2000s and has not been touched since, that tells you something about how much attention management pays to the details of their operation. Look for broken links, outdated event listings, or a copyright date at the bottom of the page that is several years old. These are signs of neglect, and neglect on the website often mirrors neglect in the physical property. Check whether the contact information is clearly listed and whether there is a direct booking option. Hotels that make it unnecessarily difficult to contact them or that only operate through the third-party platforms with no direct communication channel are often harder to deal with when problems arise during your stay. Also take a close look at the room descriptions on the booking page. Vague descriptions that use lots of adjectives but very few actual facts are a warning sign. A trustworthy listing will tell you the exact square footage or square meters of the room, the specific bed size, whether the bathroom has a shower or a bathtub, and what amenities are included. When a listing says something like cozy room with modern touches and leaves it at that, cozy is almost always a polite word for extremely small. And modern touches could mean anything from a flat screen television to a single USB port on a lamp. Here is something that experienced travelers do that most beginners never think about. They open the map and they zoom in. Hotel listings on booking platforms often describe their location in the most flattering terms possible. A hotel might say it is in the heart of the city center, when in reality it is a 40-minute bus ride from anything worth seeing. Pull up the actual map, drop the pin on the hotel address, and look at what surrounds it. Are there restaurants, transit stops, and attractions within walking distance? Or is the hotel surrounded by industrial buildings, highways, or empty lots? Also, use the Street View feature if it is available. This is one of the most underused tools in travel research. Street View will show you the actual exterior of the building, the neighborhood it sits in, and the general condition of the surrounding area. If the Street View image shows a building that looks significantly different from the polished exterior photo on the booking page, that discrepancy is a red flag worth taking seriously. Pay attention to the neighborhood at different times of day if you can find that information through recent traveler reviews. A location that seems quiet and pleasant during the day might be a very different experience at night. By this point, you have looked at the photos critically, you have read the reviews like a detective, you have examined the website and the booking page for signs of neglect or vagueness, and you have zoomed into the map to verify the location. Now comes the final 60-second gut check that ties it all together. Search the hotel name alongside words like complaints, bedbug registry, or health inspection. The bedbug registry is a real database where travelers report bedbug incidents at specific properties, and a quick search there can save you from an absolutely miserable experience. Health inspection records are publicly available for hotels in many cities and countries, and a pattern of repeated violations is a serious warning sign that no amount of good photography can cover up. Finally, do a quick search on social media. Search the hotel name on platforms where people share real-time experiences and look at what comes up. Unfiltered posts from real guests often reveal things that never make it into formal reviews. If you find multiple posts from different people mentioning the same issues, noise, cleanliness, unresponsive staff, trust that pattern over any curated content on the official booking page. The goal is not to become so suspicious that you can never enjoy booking a trip. The goal is to walk into your hotel with your eyes open, having done the work up front so that the only surprises waiting for you are pleasant ones. A little bit of focused research done in the right order takes less than a minute once you know what you are looking for. And it can be the difference between a trip you remember fondly and one you spend complaining about for years.